Yeah, very, very clearly. Well, let's talk about this because from today, every one of us, every Australian in the country will have to use new age verification systems online. But this only pertains to adult content like pornography. So right now, if you are on porn websites, it would come up with a click button basically saying, are you over the age of 18? And anybody at any age could then click, yes, I am over the age of 18. But as of today, these are the new rules coming into place. But have a listen to some of the methods of verification. We'll bring this up. One is parental age confirmation. I mean, gosh, mum, dad,
I'm going on the website.
Little Johnny over here wants to hop on. So that's one.
Well, that's when Child Services would arrive at your front door and say, little Johnny will be coming with us, thank you.
Exactly. Photo ID is a second one. Facial age estimation. There's also going to be credit card checks and age inference. So this was all introduced by Julie Inman Grant, of course, the e-safety czar. She announced these changes back in September last year, and it was in different stages. So it's designed to cover adult content, extreme violence or self-harm content, and in force from December. And this is the latest from the 9th of March. Now, look, here's my take on this. I hate porn, okay? I'm not glorifying this. I don't agree with it in any way, shape or form. And my concern legitimately is that we are breeding another generation of young men who watch porn and they think that that is normal behaviour. They think that is normal to treat a woman like that. I totally agree. It is absolutely wrong. Do I agree with an age verification? No, I don't. And the reason is, where does it end? Because it started with the under 16 social media ban. That was one. And now we're moving into age verification, including facial recognition technology to prove you're over the age of 18. So what happens next? And we're also following the lead of the UK. They've gone down this path. It hasn't worked because people are buying VPNs here, there and everywhere. And there are obviously ways to bypass this. But is this now a Trojan horse? And this is the concern, to mandate digital ID on other websites and other things. We know that the e-safety czar has been wanting to do this for a very long time. She wanted to censor the internet wherever she could. The miscommunication laws that Labor tried to pass through last year were an absolute disaster. They wanted to do the same thing. And I also think that even if you are over the age of 18, you have the right to do whatever the heck you want, all right? If you want to go and watch adult content, you want to go watch porn, I couldn't care what people do in their private life.
This legislation's not targeting people over 18.
It doesn't matter. It's still age verification. Right now, even if you are over the age of 18, you need to prove it if you were to go on any of these websites.
And the reason for that is to prevent, it's almost now 50% of 9 to 16-year-olds in this country have come across porn. And the other statistic I found really interesting is that almost no parents believe that their kids have stumbled across porn. So this is a massive problem that, as you rightly pointed out in your introduction, is having a huge effect on the development of young people in their attitudes towards women, in their attitudes towards sexuality and in their behaviour. We want to stop our kids watching porn. I'm sure you would agree with that. The only way to do it is to make age verification so they can't access it.
I disagree. I think education.
They continually come across this.
No, I think education is key. Education. No, I think education in schools.
Hang on. You don't
education in schools.
You don't support the social media age ban, do you?
No, I don't.
No. Why is that?
Because I think it's too sloppy, the legislation, in that a 16-year-old not allowed on Instagram is ridiculous. 16-year-olds can go on Instagram, but you don't want a 16-year-old accessing porn. They're two completely different subjects.
Yeah, but have you seen some of the content on Instagram?
Well, I know. It's not far off.
It's not far off, and a lot of these, these OnlyFans creators are promoting it on Instagram.
And for the same reason that I have an issue with the social media ban.
Yep.
Which is that, I think it's ineffective. It's really hard to administer and monitor, and that it is fundamentally a parenting issue. It should be up to parents what their children have access to. The same applies to this, right? Now, if you put a device in your child's hands, you know the risks of doing so, right? Now, you can put restrictions on the Wi-Fi at home that allows certain websites to not be accessed and certain kinds of websites to not be accessed. This is something you should be doing as a parent. Now, I know that in a big bad world, kids might go to other houses and look up websites you don't want them to look up, but once upon a time, kids were stealing Dad's Playboy magazine as well.
Yes.
It is now easier to get hold of the content, but this has always happened in some fashion.
I just got to point something out, though.
me-
You mentioned as an example stealing Dad's Playboy magazine,
Yeah.
right? So that's a deliberate thing where a young boy would steal the magazine. One of the biggest problems with porn online is that kids are stumbling across it. They're not looking for it. They're not deliberately accessing it. They're coming across it by accident. And this is something we've got to address. And if you've got a better way to stop kids accessing porn,
I
I'd
actually
love to hear
disagree
it.
that they're not. I don't think they're stumbling across it.
some-
I don't think that. Well, some they might be stumbling.
A lot of the
across
research
it,
says they
but it
are.
also depends on. So if you go on Instagram, it also depends on your algorithm, and it also depends on what you have previously looked up.
But
So
this
I don't
isn't
think that these kids
This
are.
isn't targeting primarily things like Instagram.
No, I
It's
know that, but I'm
targeting
using it as an example because
porn
you're
sites.
talking about Instagram, right? A lot of these creators on adult websites, they are using Instagram, they are using TikTok to promote their material.
Mm-hmm.
And these women in particular have millions upon millions of followers, and a lot of them are young because they have somehow become overnight influencers.
I feel like you're
They're
kind of shifting
overnight
the
influence.
goalpost. You
No,
talk-
I'm not shifting the goalpost.
Then let's not talk about Instagram because Instagram is Instagram, right? Let's talk
No,
about
it's not, James. If you have a deep dive
let's talk
on
about porn
Instagram,
sites, which is what this legislation is
But-
actually
Okay,
about stopping.
so now we say that
But it's
porn
a lot-
websites are going to collect biometric data
Yes.
of people who are using
That's
them.
one option. One option.
Maybe we'll get your driver's license number or
Another
your Medicare
option.
number, or we'll get your credit card details.
Or they can
are we seriously trusting some of the shadiest websites on the internet to safely collect this data?
With your face.
That may mean that less people access
Don't say
porn,
my
which would be
face.
a good
No,
thing
your
for
face.
society. If you're stupid enough to access the site and give them your details, well, of course, they are probably very shady outfits. But
I don't think it's the
there are-
government's job to be the moral police.
Exactly.
in
Who
that
cares
form.
what people do in their private life?
We're
do
talking
not
about protecting
care.
children,
It doesn't.
not
it
people
doesn't.
generally.
If
Same argument for social media.
If somebody wants to watch porn, I don't care
We're trying
what
to stop
people do.
kids from accessing it. That's
Kids
the
are going
issue.
to access whatever they want.
Oh,
And as I said to you, they can do it through Instagram and they can do it through TikTok, James. You
reckon
should
if
see what you can come up. You can see what you can come up with on these websites. Okay, they're all the same. You don't need to be looking up porn websites when you can access it on other social media. And Twitter, now X, exactly the same. It's full of filth.
I don't have it because I don't know that anyone's done the study, but I would be very surprised if they did a survey of parents and parents weren't overwhelmingly in favour of this to look after their kids.
As many of them were with the social media ban as well.
Because they
But I
also
think
feel the effects of that on their
Yeah,
kids.
of course, but I
Yeah.
think the principle is the same, that it should be a parenting issue, and it should be something that should be dealt with in the home, not via the long arm of the law.
If it should be a
who now says that websites should collect biometric data, be they a social media website or a pornographic website.
I'm all for the responsibility of parents, no question, but it's clearly not working if almost half of our young people have stumbled across porn. The parenting isn't working, mainly because it's impossible to watch over your child's shoulder every minute of every day. And they are going to have devices, especially in their early teen years. They have to have them. It's not working.
I'd like to know how
So-
many are going to ask their parents for permission
I know,
for parental
and
age
I want my
confirmation.
parental
That's
age
what I want to know.
confirmation.
How many? Mum
There'll
and
be-
Dad.
It would start a good discussion at home, at least.
Yeah,
All I'd
great
say is
discussion.
parents, make sure you hide your wallets and purses because there may be a raid on driver's licences very soon.